This is for Governor Westmore. Governor Westmore, Attorney General Anthony Brown, Ivan Bates, Bongino, FBI, and President Trump. I was making a documentary about race and racism, and I did it at my store. I had the lunch counter, Shorty's Barbecue on Falls Road. So this is the story that the world needs to see. I'm looking for exoneration of the Supreme Court in the 2026 session. So when y'all go to the 2026 session, I'm not asking for nothing. I don't want no new laws. I want you to protect my rights as a black man living in white America. Dred Scott, 2026. My right to property. That's my store on Falls Road. Get Shorty. All right. That's the Baltimore Sun. Armstrong Williams, David Smith. I was making a documentary, and the toilet is a prop for the movie. It's artwork and evidence. That's my producer, Rob Fiks. And we're doing it through the legal lens, all right? That's the legal lens. And that's Adam, the Maryland Volunteer Lawyers for the Arts. I don't need no new laws. I need you to retrieve my information. The mail receipts are my information, and it's my intellectual property. I was making a movie about the Democratic Party and the money you made off of stop and frisk and zero tolerance. When Jessamy was the state's attorney, Ivan Bates worked for Jessamy. Get Shorty. That's Governor O'Malley. That's Governor O'Malley. Remember, Mayor O'Malley, Get Shorty? And Baltimore County is a sundown town. So like I said, this is all documented through the legal lens. I'm a whistleblower, the movie. All right? Whistleblower. And that's notarized by the bank. That's Xavier Conway, the clerk of the court. Everything that Xavier Conway got, he got to turn over. Everything Ivan Bates got, you got to turn over because you crapped out.
President Trump, Dan Bongino, Ivan Bates. I was kidnapped by Scott Schellenberger. $250 million in intellectual property was stolen. Making a movie ain't against the law.
The movie was about Scott Schellenberger. Baltimore rewired, the money behind mass incarceration. I'm the cook in Baltimore. They would congratulate a person doing the same thing as you, just not you, just because it's you. I'm the cook in Baltimore. Terms of contract, parties, topic, expected use. All right. Logistical, material, expenses, deadlines, releases, termination. I got all that. Client checklist, documents, relevant, be honest and transparent, ask questions, keep your team updated, manage your expectations and set goals. Additional resources, accounting, business planning, tenant advocacy, movement lawyering, elderly constituents, LBG commitments, legal assistance, crime and survival assistance. Yeah, all right. I got all that right here. That's James Hammond. He filed false papers with the court. See the date? May 2008. See the date? That's James Hammond. Received Department of the Environment. That's the state of Maryland. That's a Shorty documentary. All right. Shorty documentary. And that's James Hammond. That's the United States Postal Inspector General. See the date? Occurrence and date and hour. From 1/2/2008 to the present date. That means it's a never-ending story. Everything I mailed to you, you got to return to me. Shorty's Underground, Ribs, State of Maryland, Department of the Environment, Towson, Maryland. All right, $300. You stole $300 from me. All right, and it's all right here. That's my postal inspector number. I was in the I was in the Lake County Detention Center. That's Internal Revenue. All right, Shorty's Underground Ribs on Falls Road. Margaret Davis could own my business and run my business, not G.Davis. And it's all right here. That's $200,000, $260, and zero. You feel me? Zero. These are our representatives. That's Gretchen Tone. We're not together anymore, but this is something that was done before we separated. All right? And that's Senator Carter and Delegate Ruff. All right? And y'all didn't answer that. And Senator Carter was Delegate Carter when I started this. And this is an automatic response. And this is 2024. It's 2025 and you still ain't did nothing. I'm looking for exoneration of the Supreme Court because making a movie ain't against the law. They would congratulate a person doing the same thing as you, just not you, just because it's you. That's my Community Verizon Award. That's my Crown Award. That's my brothers and sisters. That's my sister Kathy. Art and Activism. That's my Weaver Award. And that's Dred Scott. Do blacks have rights in which white America respects? This is Dred Scott 2025, because you locked me up for no reason. You locked me up just because of my blackness. You locked me up for my activism. You locked me up because I applied for Martin Luther King's job. We ain't got no more Martins. We ain't got no more Malcolms. We got too many self-serving demigods. Self-serving demigods. Al Sharpton, Reverend Jesse Jackson Jr., Pastor Jamal Bryant. Man, all of them knew about this and none of them said nothing. Racism don't work without black cooperation. That's the Department of Justice, Rod Rosenstein and Mr. Kapelhoff. You had this information. And that's Johnny Oleski's letter asking for an investigation. Nobody did nothing. You were, what, lieutenant governor when I did this. Now you're the attorney general. You got evidence and knowledge of mass incarceration. Like I said, you created a machine here. I'm out $250 million in intellectual property, and you blocking my pathway to money. You blocking it. You're the attorney general. You got to have a full investigation and a special prosecutor. Yeah, and everything you got to turn over. You want me to worry about Donald Trump? No, you was the one doing it to me. Trump just been enjoying it. I'm an activist in Baltimore, the founding member of the Baltimore Bloc. This ain't my fight, this is our struggle. I'd free a lot more if you knew you was slaves. I'm the king of talking shit, and I can back it up. I don't need a crown. I earned everything I got, and I took it. That's what gangsters do. I'm an original. Ain't nobody never did what I did. Remember that. Turned shit to sugar and sugar to shit, and I had fun doing it. I'm the cook in Baltimore. Never bite the hand that feeds you, and I feed the city. I feed Baltimore. From 1997 to now, I'm still cooking.